Hello, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for coming back to join me today. I'm continuing on with my Woodland Gnome winter journal. Bit of a mouthful, I know. I haven't done that much since I was last with you. Things are just getting a bit hectic my end. Um, I've cut all the papers so that they are now roughly the size that I want them to be. I've put a couple of ruffles down the edge, but not a lot. I don't want it to be lots of frills, but I wanted those, so that's what I've done that. I haven't put anything. I have put things in these pockets, but I've not backed them or anything. So a mix of different gnome woodland images on those. The kit that I'm using is Amy Crafty Cat. It's her let me get it right, mushroom Christmas kit, but I'm doing it as a woodland gnome, hence the gnomes at winter. So a little bit different. I've done a couple of things. I did that one with you last time and I need to put a journal card in there. What else had we done? We didn't do an awful lot, I know. And I'm kind of all over the place still with it. I've done the, I don't know what you call it. I'm going to call it patchwork pieces round that page, and that's on both sides. And then when you get to the other side, it's again one of Amy's fussy cut gnomes there on the mushroom. And I think there was something else I wanted to do in this. Yeah, it was this page. I don't think I've done anything further. Did this one with you, which is the big pocket in the back. We did that last time. Let me move these other two out the way. I'm all over the place, I will tell you that, so bear with me. Right, I've got this flip flap here that I wanted to do something with. And I've got this bag that's got leaves on it that I thought might work to be woodland gnomey, and I quite liked the colouring of it. So I'm kind of thinking I want to add that bag in there. That's what I'm thinking, and I'm just wondering if I attach it on whether I could have that as a tuck spot. So that would be like that on that side. So I think that might be nice. What do you think? I just need to be careful because I don't want it to hang over too far from that edge. And I think my page isn't very level and it's throwing my eye out. Not literally. But it's kind of making me feel a bit wonky. So it is slightly wonky. It's probably my folding that's made it wonky, I have to say. So I want that to go on there with the opening the other side. And I want that to be a tuck spot. But I don't want it to stick further out there. So it wants to be about there, doesn't it? Just trying to think how best to put the glue. I might want to, I'm just looking at this, I've got this paper here, I might want to just strengthen the top of that. So what if I rip a bit of this is just brown paper packaging. Thinking of that Sound of Music then, brown paper packaging tied up with string. These are a few of my favourite things. I wonder if that could go in there and just strengthen that back of that bag, because it is only a paper bag and I don't really want it to rip and tear if it's going to be a bag that's going to be used. So I think I might add that in there. Okay, let's do that first, shall we? So how are you all doing? We're not in December yet. I think my videos, I am behind putting my videos out because I'm behind doing my videos. So I'm doing this the last Monday in December, the last Monday in November. No idea what the date is, to be honest. So I'm going to put that on there. But this won't go out this week because I've just finished the video for my tab bound Christmas journals, so I wanted to get that one out first before I put these videos out, so you can see that I am behind. So that just strengthens the back of that bag, and I'm guessing I'm going to need to do the same on the front of it, aren't I? Otherwise that's going to be no stronger, and we're going to be putting things in and out of that as well. And I've no idea if I'm staying on screen, so shout at me if you can't see. Don't adjust your sets. Yeah, I'm going to put that in there. I should hate to put a bag in a journal as a pocket and then find that it had, I mean, they're only bags, aren't they? So they're not going to be very strong. And I can't get that in now, look. Doesn't help that it's sticking to my finger. I'm just going to leave it like that. When it's dry, I may well risk running nothing, doing a notch in there. Now, if I'm going to stick that on there, I need to know that it's not going to stick too far out. Still can't think of the best way to do it. Just shout at the camera if you can think of it. So I want to put that on there, and I want it to come to about there. So I think what I'm going to do is put little pencil marks there and there. And I'm just going to put some sticky glue. Let me just run some glue down this edge where that flap is. And then I'm going to put some glue across the bottom, across the top, and down that back edge. And fingers crossed I've put it on the right bits. And then I'm going to stick it on. And it's probably not going to be straight at all. And I think I'm just going to have to accept that. Oh, that's not bad actually, look. That's not bad at all. And that should have given me a pocket there at the back. And I'm not going to mess with that while it dries. But it may need a little bit more glue or something up to that edge. Because it was hard to see where I was going to glue the bag up to, wasn't it? I'm gluing it up to there. There we go. I'm happy with that. So that has given me, let's just put these pages back in. People have asked me why I keep putting the journal back together again. It's because I like to get the feel of it. I like to feel if it's getting full or not full or whatever. Where's the page? Oh, there it is. Do you know, I thought for a minute I'd put the bag in upside down. I could put some washi tape on it, but I don't think I'm going to. But I am going to let it dry. And I do want that to be a pocket. But I think I just want to leave it to dry. And then I suppose I could put something on here, couldn't I? And I've done all my fussy cutting. The images from Susan Taylor Brown, and it's called Gnome for Christmas. And they are funny. They do make me smile. Look at that one with the pig playing the, hope you can see it, the pig playing the flute. And I actually quite like that on there. And I'm just thinking that I might put that on there as a pocket, but it would be a side pocket. What do we think? Do we like that? Do I want to, it's on quite strong paper, so I could actually just stick it on there, or I could, I've got some brown paper, put it on some brown paper. No, I don't think I want the brown paper. I like these colours with that bag. And I think I do like it on there. I could just have it on there, couldn't I? I could put a pocket on here and have that as a tag. That sounds like a good idea. But then I would need some paper. And I've buried everything, folks. I really have buried everything. Let me just reach my papers. I'm just looking at, this is one of Amy's papers from, I think it's her in the city, and it's a print that went wrong on her industrial. But I'm just kind of thinking, I quite like that on these bags. And it's, I don't know if you can see, but it's very pale honeysuckle. So I think I am going to use that as a pocket. Yes, I do. So I don't want it to be that wide. And I don't want it to be that tall, do I? But I'm going to turn the top under just to give it a bit of strength. How deep a pocket do I want it to be? I don't want it to be that deep a pocket. It's bound not to be level. Why should things be level when you're trying to make a journal, eh? Move those out the way. Don't move those, I'm going to need them in a bit. Oh gosh. Sorry folks, am I faffing? I am. Carol's back faffing. So I want to turn these edges over. I want to see a bit of the bag. About there then. About there. So that would be a pocket just there, and it would have, yes, I'm liking that very much. So just cut these little bits, and my glue scissors are so glue at the moment, it's unbelievable. I think my husband said I can wipe them with white spirit if I was to go in his garage and search for it. So that's what I'm going to be doing when I finish this video, I think, because everything's now sticking to them. I don't think there's a right and a wrong way, but I like that as the top. Bit of glue on there. I don't think, I'm not going to back the tags that I make for this journal with you, because I think you've all seen how to back a tag. But that I'm going to stick on there, and that's going to have that in it. So I'm kind of putting tags where I want them to be as I go along. But I'll have a mass tag making session when I've got a quiet moment and I just need to do some not, I don't mean mindless stitching, but just stitching around the tags all in one go. I can get it done quicker then than doing one tag at a time. So that's going to go on there. I think this might be a bit of an eclectic, is that the word? Journal when I've done. There we go. So that's going to go in there in that pocket. I might make that tag bigger because it can accommodate a bigger tag, and then I'll put something in there. And then we can put something in there as well if we want to. Okay. So yeah, I'm happy with that. I am happy with that. I'm going to leave that page. It's a bit sticky. So I'm just going to put that, this is just a non-stick oven liner thing, so I'm just going to leave that to dry. And then I was thinking, was it in this one? I've got something in my mind that I wanted to do, not in that one. Look, you see those little gnome for Christmas, they're seesawing, they are fun. Right, in the final signature, in the centre, so this is the last signature, so in the centre I wanted to put a tall pocket that's going to be a flip, because this is good writing space. And yes, that's what I was going to do. Is that too big? It's not too big. So I think that's going to be a flip there. And then I had an idea what I wanted to do as well with it. So I think I'm going to put a notch in there. I'm not very good at getting them in the centres, I know, but never mind. So that will go on there like that. I was thinking whether I want to put a pocket or something there. Do I want to? Do I want a pocket on there? That might be nice, mightn't it? But I think I would want to stitch around that if I was going to put a pocket. And I'm not loath to use it because I do like this fabric, but I am loath to use it because it's the last little piece that I've got, which makes me sad. And I don't know where it's from, and I don't know what it's called to try and get some more. But that could go on there as a pocket, and then it will flip out. So I would need to just stitch it on, wouldn't I? Right, I'm going to go and stitch this on and I'll be back with you. Okay, so I have stitched, where's that come from? Oh, the inside. Let's just cut that thread off. So I've stitched that on as a little pocket. I don't know if you can see, it doesn't show up ever so well, but it just, I think it's pretty. So I've just made this out of a book page. I can now close that pocket. So let's do that because I don't think I want to put anything else on there. I'm hesitant because I do feel I'm a bit all over the place with this. I've got ideas popping in my head, and so I'm jumping from one thing to the next. And that's how my brain sometimes works, and it leads me astray because then I do things too quickly and then regret it. So closing that up to be that pocket. So that is the pocket that's going to go in the centre of the last signature. And I don't think it overhangs. I am going to take a snip off the top because I think it's just that tiny tad too long, and I don't want it overhanging. Am I being too particular? Right, let's think about this. So that should be closed up. Sometimes it's difficult where you've got stitching to get things to join, like now. Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm actually going to stitch down it. Right, bear with me. Okay, I'm happier with that. I've stitched down the edge and across the bottom. It's still quite a big pocket, that one, so there'll be a nice journaling card to fit in there. But because it's a book page that's quite heavy, and I just don't want it coming open, I want to make sure it's closed. So that's going to fit on there, and I am going to put that bit over the page. Okay, yes. So it'll look like that with that down the edge. But what I wanted to do, what I'm thinking of doing, is having a flip pocket on here. And I've started thinking about it. So I've got an image of one of the gnomes. That's one of Mrs. Cogg's gnomes. And I've put it on one of Amy's papers. And I think that's actually When Spring Has Sprung. But it reminded me of woodlands in the snow, when you've got, you know, you've got mushrooms and you've got the snow and the frost and all the colours of the trees. So that's what I'm thinking I'm going to do. But if I do that, it would be, so I'm going to fold it as if it was a pocket. I'm kind of thinking on my feet, folks, so if this doesn't work, hey ho. I'm going to cut it off. Just notice the glue's off my lid, or the lid off my glue even. I am going to, that's 1/2 inch, so I only need a fraction more than 1/2 inch there. I'm going to do a bit more. I really don't know what I do know what I'm doing, I just don't know if this is the best way to do it. You'll see what I'm doing in a moment. I'm going to fold up its bottom, or the bottom of the pocket, so that things don't fall out of it. So I would need that to be, I would only need one of those. So the back one can be snipped off. Sorry, I don't know if I'm on screen, I apologise. Can you smell the burning? It's my brain trying to think if this is the right way to do it. So that would close that way, like that. That's fine. I want to fold the top over to make sure it's a nice strong pocket. I need to see where that little gnome fella is though. I don't want a lot. There we go. Let's just snip that. And then they would fold just to make the top of that pocket nice and strong. So far so good. Except that's not quite the same fold, is it? Okay, so that would go like that, and that would go like that. So far so good. And then my idea, let's see if this is a silly one. So that's going to glue in there like so. Okay, and I thought if I put that on there, it could fold out that way. And I think actually, I think that would work. So I am going to put a fold in here. Kind of on that white line. Okay, because that is going to then fold, it's going to be the bit that folds out. Do you see what I mean? It would fold, wouldn't it? So that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to do it, folks. I'm just going to do it. I am going for it. I haven't done this kind of pocket before. Well, I've done this sort of pocket and I've done this sort of pocket, but I haven't done it as a flip like this. Now, am I best to stitch that on? I think I am. I think I need to stitch that on there first. And I'm just going to ink. I don't want the white of this pocket to show. So I'm just going to ink that little bit there. And then I am going to stitch, no I'm not, I'm going to, actually I might need to stitch it. But I'm going to glue that on there. I keep looking because I'm not 100% sure what I'm doing, folks. I'm going to put that on there. Oh, Carol, you need to close this envelope first. You need to close the... now you're getting ink. See, brain's not working. Right, let's close this envelope before we do anything. Okay. See, I'm all out of sync because I'm doing everything in the wrong order. My sticky page is sticky. Right, that can glue there, that can glue there, and that can glue across the bottom there. Okay, right, I've caught up. Okay, and then this, I don't want it all the way at the bottom. Glue these two bits together because I don't want the pocket coming. I don't think it'd come open once I've stuck this. It's those two bits stuck together, so that is now my pocket. Yeah, glued across the bottom, glued down the side, and I want to put it in here, but I want it to fold. So maybe that's the way to do it. That's the way to do it, look. There we go. I want it up a bit from the bottom. Right, I'm going to glue it. I'm going to glue it that way. Right. Can everybody please just cross their fingers? And I bet this has taken all the time, hasn't it? And I'm going to put some glue on there, because I want this to be well and truly stuck. What's that saying? The proof of the pudding is in the eating. It's not quite right, is it? Not quite right. Not quite right. Come on, Carol, you can do this. That's it, I think. Come on, Carol. You can do this. Gosh, a golly. I think it's because when you're doing something that you've not done before. So now that would go there like so. And then this is going to just glue all the way down, and that is going to be a flip. And you know what I think I'm going to do? I'm going to glue it on, but I am also going to stitch down it, because that's quite a heavy pocket once I've put it on, isn't it? So I'm going to glue it on. And then it's going nowhere if I stitch down it as well, isn't it? That's going to go on there, like so. Okay, so you've got that like that. Can you see? Right, we've got that like that. That will flip like that. And it's a pocket. I failed again to put my little grommets in, haven't I? It's a pocket just there. It goes like that. That will flip out there, and I am going to stitch down here, so that this bit is nice and strong. But I want to let that glue dry, but I will stitch that. So I'm quite pleased with that, actually. That's not turned out badly. So we've got a pocket there with a lovely gnome on it. Flips out there, and that will flip there. Yep, happy with that. There we go, that worked. I shouldn't sound so surprised, really, should I? And that's what it looks like. And I think I'm going to leave that like that, because there's some good writing space around there. And we've got that flaps out. I might put a tab on it, undecided. And then that flaps out there. Ta-da! Very happy with that. Okay. I'm just getting my other bit, because that is now nice and dry. So my bag's nice and dry there, and we've got that pocket there. So that looks good. I'm happy with that. So they're coming on. They are coming on. And I thought, where are we at? 29 minutes. If you can bear with me a moment. I want each of these signatures to have one of Amy's CD cases in. I've cut different ones out, and I'm going to have one that flips that way. I'm going to have one that opens up the top, and I'm going to have one that flips down the bottom. So I want them all in different ways, but I need to put something at the back. Okay. And I want to put little gnomes on them. So the gnome book that I've got, I've cut these little gnomes out. He's not laying down, he's actually trying to lift that log. We've got the lady gnome and we've got the old man walking gnome. Now, I don't know which I want where. He's quite a tall gnome, so he might need to go. Yeah, he needs to go so that it flips at the top or flips at the bottom, because he only just fits. Okay, so I think he might like to have that behind him. Do you think he would? Just some nice, a brown background. And what I want it to be is, I want it to be a tuck spot. So, for example, not with this journal card, but to put a card in there. So I think that would look nice there. Let me just find some other papers. Okay, this could take me a minute to kind of fathom out, but that's going to be a flip at the top. So I'm going to tear that there. And it's too big, so I'm going to tear some off there. Okay. I want that to go there. Where's my little... Oh no, I've lost him. Quick, the gnomes run away. Oh dear, no, I want it to go that way, and I want him to go on there, so it looks like he's lifting logs. Okay, so that is going to stick on there, like so. So I'm going to stick it on. You can use these CD cases, obviously, any way that you want to. There's no right and wrong, I'm sure. In fact, I'm sure somebody will tell me if there is. I want that to be a little bit over, because I want to see those, see that little bush when the gnome's on. So that's going to go on there like that. I hope I'm in screen. Okay. I've probably put this on upside down now I've said that. No, I haven't. That's a miracle in itself. So that will be like that. And the little gnome man will go on there. And then it will fit on a page like, let's just find a page. It will go on a page like so. And it will flip up somehow. And then it will be a side tuck like so, to put a card in. So that's what my aim is for this one. Little gnome people, don't run away. I want you in a moment. So I want to just run some ink around here. And then just so I can see where I want him to be. I'm not going to glue this down because I want to be able to use that as a tuck. But that little gnome, I want to add glue kind of, not in that bit, ish. I say ish because it's all a rough estimate, isn't it? Because I don't want to close this pocket up. I don't want to close the space, is what I'm saying. So I'm going to put glue around there on his little feet. Sorry, I don't know if you can see me. Oopsie. And then I want him to go on there like that. And I should probably have put, that's a silly thing I've done. Am I too late? No, I'm not. Right. I need to put something to protect that, his little hat. Because that's going to be bent, isn't it? It's going to get bent easy, is what I'm trying to say. So I need to protect the gnome's hat. So I'm going to stick that on there. Just to kind of protect that. I'm going to struggle to cut that out while it's wet. I know. Not your finest hour, Carol. But I didn't realise it until I stuck it on, did I? So I'll let myself off. And I think what I might do is leave that. I'm not going to fussy cut that bit. Because if I do, that hat is just going to get broken. So I'm going to leave it like that. Sorry, I don't know if you can see. But it is, you're not really going to see that bit because when it's stuck on, you know, you're not really going to notice that bit there. And it's the integrity of my little gnome's hat that's at stake. There we go. I'm going to leave it like that. Yeah, I am. Right. So we can stick him on again now, folks. Panic over. But we don't want the gnome's hat to get broken. Because I think that's what makes a gnome, isn't it? His hat. Glue there. Glue there. I can always go around and add a bit of extra glue. That's going to go on there. Oh, he's much better now with his hat, look. He says, thank you, Carol. There we go. Isn't that cute? So he's going like that. So I've got that one. And it's going to be a tuck spot under there. So that's fine. I wanted this lady on this one. Don't lose that little walking man because he's too cute to lose. I'm going to have the same problem with her, aren't I? So I am going to I don't know what I'm going to do actually. I'm going to have to think about her. I want that to flip down at the bottom. So I want her on there. I could do with something just being behind her, couldn't I? I'm going to stick her on there. glue. Sorry about this, Lady Gnome, but I don't want you getting broken either, any more than your gentleman friend. Okay, so I am going to stick you on a leaf, and I'm going to leave her to dry a minute, and then I will cut her out. So we'll back her onto something. Oh, I like that with the flowers. Right, let's have that. How am I doing for time? 40. Gosh, golly. I'm going to have some of the flowers. On her. But I might have to leave her to dry a little minute. But at least I can do this bit, can't I? So the flippy down bit. So that would go on there like that. We'd have the flowers and we'd have the lovely Lady Gnome. I like that. So again, I'm just going to edge that. And I'm going to stick that on there. I'm probably making my life difficult doing it this way, but it's the idea that I had in my head. And that's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it. So I want this to flap down, so I want it to be that way. Don't I? Yes, that's right. So I'm just going to, oops daisy, oopsie daisy. Just cut the excess off. So these aren't going to be pockets in the conventional sense. So you're not going to be able to put something inside the CD case as such, but you are going to be able, sticky, oh, off. You are going to be able to stick things underneath the Gnomies. And that is really sticky. So I want to leave that to dry, but I think you can kind of see how she's going to look on there. And I am happy with that. So that's good. So I'll leave that to dry. And then the last one that I wanted to do was this fella. And he's going to flip to the side. And I want him to be walking down. Like that. Now I've got this with the little rabbits on. And I thought that might be nice. For the rabbits to be, sorry you can't see, I apologise. For the rabbits to be watching, ah yeah. Definitely happy with that. And I had actually already strengthened his hat. I must have been thinking what I wanted to do there. So get rid of that bit at the bottom. I want it to flip from the side. So if that's in there like that, and he's walking down like that, yeah, brilliant. Too cute. Too darn cute. Don't need that bit. Right, let's get that glued on, and then we'll have a look at where we are, and I will love you and leave you. You can let me know what you think of what I'm doing with Amy's kit. I think sometimes it's just nice to know that you don't have to use a kit for the theme. You know, this one's a Christmas theme, but I'm kind of not going Christmas. I know it says it on a couple of the papers, but Christmas is part of winter, so I'm not worried about that. The papers were just perfect. I'd wanted to do a gnome journal for a long time, and so that's what I'm doing. If I could get rid of these bits of paper off my fingers. So that's going to be a flip that way. Just fold those for now. And Mr. Gnome, oh, is going to go on there. And I think so again. I want to know where I don't want to glue, roughly. Actually, I want a little bit more because I do want his body to be, oh dear, glue. Come on, glue. I do want his body to be stuck on well, don't I? And then I think it's time for me to go and get myself a cup of tea, because I'm very happy with what I've done, except that glue now is coming out like there's no tomorrow. Gosh. And it's all over my fingers. Okay, so I want him on there. That's okay. And I might actually, I'm thinking, I'm going to stick this behind him because he is very close to that edge. And we don't want to know him close to the edge, do we? Just to make sure that he doesn't come off. Oh, how cute is that? Everything's sticky at the minute. But I hope you can see that with the rabbits. I've lost my other one. And that one as well. So that one will flip that way. That one will flip that way. And then the lady, when she's dry, will flip down that way. So there we go. I hope you're happy with what I'm doing. I hope you like it, is what I mean. And I look forward to coming back to you next time. Take care, folks. Bye.